Hello and welcome to the 9th lesson in our series on using WordPress to edit your website. This lesson is going to concentrate on inserting images into the site, something I'm sure you've been looking forward to. If you had trouble with the previous lesson, lesson 8, maybe just do a little bit of work on Google, searching for information and some forums on working with images. The time you spend doing that will greatly pay off when you're working on your website later on. It's also good to look at other websites. Just spend some time and look at some websites that you enjoy. Again, right click on any image you see, go to properties, view image properties, and get an idea on the size and so on that works best on a website. Give you some ideas. Now you're going to like using images in WordPress because it does give you a few sort of forgiving tools once you get the pictures you like up there. So for this lesson, we're just going to install a photograph on our page. We're going to use the page. Remember, we created the one called Hobbies and then a sub-page again called Stamp Collecting. So here's the information we put in there in one of the previous lessons. So we're just going to drop a picture of a stamp in here. Now, I've already gone ahead and I've downloaded a stamp image. It's about 300 and some pixels wide, so it's in the sort of the medium to large category. I'll show you some things we can do with that. So go over to your tab over here that we've already got our administrator open. Go over to Pages, and we want to put that picture into the stamp collecting page. So just click on Stamp Collecting. Now here's an area we've used this little box here before to do some of the text editing and inserting. I'm going to introduce you to another little tool here. Just let your mouse hover over here to this sort of a TV screen here. You notice it says Toggle Full Screen Mode. Now you can use the hotkeys Alt, Shift, and G to do the same thing, but just click on that, and what that does is it kind of opens up your working area to edit. This is something I think you're going to find really useful because now it looks like you're using a word processor, so it just makes you feel a little bit more at ease in working with this. And of course you can see here that we can easily just edit any of the text. We can type some more text in there, copy and paste from another document, whatever the case may be. But what we want to do now is we want to upload an image. So you notice this little button over here, 2 over from the full screen thing. It's called Add an Image. So click on that, and it opens up this little sort of an uploader section for you. Choose files to upload. So select the files. This is going to take you to your desktop or wherever you've, well, actually your desktop on your computer I think is the default. So now just we're going to scroll down, look for the little picture that I've already downloaded, 41-cent stamp. There it is. So just click on that and then click on Open. And what it will do is it will upload the picture. Now, as I mentioned, the picture here is about 300, well, it's not about, it is 300 pixels wide and 317 pixels high. So almost a square picture. It's somewhat large, probably in the medium range. Now, if you just go down a little bit, you'll see here we can do some of the things right off the bat. Do you want the picture to be on the with no particular alignment? Do you want it to be on the left of your document, in the center of your document, or in the right of your document? So let's just click on, we'll just start off with just left just to see. We can change this later on once we insert the picture. Now here's an interesting thing. The picture always at the right side under full size, you see it's 300 by 317, which is what the picture is. Just a rule of thumb, whenever you're using images in a web page, never make the picture and try to make it bigger than it is. So even though once we get the picture in there, you can drag the corner and make it bigger, you should never do that. Never make the picture you use bigger than the original size. It just starts to fragment and gets all pixelated is what they call it. So you can do the option of here of selecting that picture to be full size or large. Well, it doesn't give you that. It gives you medium, or you can use a thumbnail, which gives you a smaller picture that we talked about in an earlier lesson. So let's click on, well, let's leave it at thumbnail, so we can just put a small picture in there. It is a stamp after all. It's not a picture of a mountain. And once we get the size, we can put in a caption to the picture if we want. Alternative text is a good thing to use here. The title is 41-cent stamp, but we might just call it US stamp. And the reason for that is if, for example, somebody is looking at this web page, perhaps on a smartphone or some kind of a browser that doesn't show the image for some reason doesn't load, the alternate text will show up there. Sometimes if they let the mouse hover over the picture on a web page, that's what will appear there as well. Now you can also put a little description about the picture, which certainly helps. And once you get all of that done, you notice the button down here, Insert into Post. And once we do that, what that will do is it puts the picture inside your web page. So let's just go back up here to the toggle the full screen and click on that. Update your page. Then go back to your web page and click on refresh, and there you go. We've inserted the picture into our web page. Now in our next lesson we're going to play with the picture a little bit and give you some basic ideas on how we can move this picture around or even make it larger or smaller depending on whatever you have in mind.